Hello everyone, Nitro Productions here, and today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Dark of the Moon Jetpack Upgrade Optimus Prime. And this is the leader class version of this figure, and the best version of this figure. So, a little backstory with this Optimus Prime figure, it had two prior releases. The Revenge of the Fallen version, the Movie 1 version, and this version. And, like I just said, this is the best version, and we will compare what they look like after. But let's look at this vehicle mode first. This vehicle mode comes with the trailer and was actually the only movie it had a trailer, so I guess that's cool to get. But yeah, this is almost the exact same figure as its last version, but with some minor differences. Let's put that aside and bring in this old version. This will kind of also be like a double review for this figure, just because it's pretty much the exact same thing. As you can see, this has different paint apps in the front of the vehicle mode, silver painted windows, and that is pretty much it with the differences. I do feel this is better, but I wish the windows weren't painted on this. I think this looks a little better, but yeah, I much prefer this version. Because getting that movie accurate fire flame thing is very nice, but you could see the printing detail, the line where it stops. That's kind of annoying, but honestly I could get over that. Even though the flames aren't really a feature that the original Optimus Prime had that I could get over it. And for another comparison for the vehicle mode, here is the previous version, all the trucks together. You could see the vehicle mode comparisons, but let's stop comparing and let's look at the rest of this truck mode. The truck mode rolls very well and has very small smokestacks. Now, this has its own reasonings for being like this due to transformation, and you don't want kids to poke their eyes out. But when a version like this has nice long smokestacks, why can't it be like that? I don't know. Oh, and by the way, here's this compared, and for the fun of it, let's bring in the Earthrise Optimus Prime. So yeah, these also look very nice. I do prefer this design more, but let's not talk about these for now. So yeah, a very nice figure, but now let's bring in the trailer. And this does come with a bunch of accessories, which they all store in the trailer, which is very nice. I think that's really cool to have. But this has a major flaw, well, two major flaws, I feel. This trailer is not compatible with the other Optimus Primes I showed. The only ones that it is possible to use is with the two remolds of it. So it can go in the Movie 1 version and the Revenge of the Fallen version, but it cannot go in the Earthrise version or the Bumblebee movie version. So that's very, very annoying for me, but that doesn't really matter. Another issue is that this doesn't have any type of stand to make it stay up. It will always be leaning back, and yeah, so that's a little bit annoying. And the final thing is this doesn't really have any real wheels. Yes, it has two wheels right here, but why did they just put fake wheels here? I mean, they could have just reused the part on the Earthrise Optimus Prime. It's pretty much the same, and might even be the same exact tire. Who knows? Tire mold, you could be the judge of that. But I don't know, this is a bit dumb, and I mistransformed a little bit, but that's my fault. But yeah, so this plugs in very well on this version of Optimus Prime, but it would have been nice to have this be available to the other ones. I don't like how these guns have to stick out, but yeah, I do like that these doors open, but there's no real point in putting anything in it because there's this big flap right here. I will say the Earthrise Prime's trailer works out a lot better, and bringing that in for a comparison, it looks way nicer and is compatible with all the Optimus Primes. But yeah, I'm glad they tried to give him a trailer, but this isn't really the point of the trailer. It's not really for the aesthetic, it's for what you could do with it in the robot mode. So let us turn all of this into his really good looking robot mode. here we have Optimus in his very nice robot mode. And, wow, this figure is very nice. Compared to the original version, which I'll bring in right here, it has a lot of differences that are very good. As we could see, the backpack is different, the chest is different, and with some minor differences in the legs. As you could see right here, this folding down feature was taken out. I wish they would have kept it. As you can see, you could fold down this part, but that doesn't really matter. But let us talk about the comparisons with the Revenge of the Fallen version. And the differences are pretty close. It's the same. Now, I will eventually do a Jetfire review, so we'll see how this guy combines with that. So yeah. The differences are very slim, because this is almost the exact same figure. The only difference really is this chest piece, which I think this looks better, so that's good. But yeah, that's pretty much it with that. So, this figure isn't the only thing that comes with this. Along with the trailer, it comes with this cardboard of the explosion of the driller, but as we all know with that scene, Optimus didn't destroy the driller on foot. He did it in the air. So, let us bring in the trailer. Now, this trailer has a lot more to it, which I'll need to go into another transformation. And here we have the battle stand and the jetpack. Now the jetpack, I wanted to show how to transform it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold these around to make them straight and fit it in like this. Then slide this on the top. Come on. All right. And it's a little hard to plug everything in, but once you get it, there you go. And this is the main feature and gimmick of this trailer. Now, I do like this. I think it's really good. But was this worth, like, reintroducing the figure like this? I would say yes. Maybe they could have just had one release, but you know how Hasbro does things. They need to re-release their figures. But all these extra accessories can store away on the battle stand, which is very good. I mean, it's the whole point of a battle stand. But putting all these pieces back on, I don't really know the exact order or placement of them, so I'm just putting them wherever. But all these are compatible with this version of Optimus Prime. He could hold them all. The best ones for this... Oh, God. The best ones for this are his giant guns. I will look at all the weapons closely in a minute. But these giant guns are very, very nice. I wish they weren't hollow, as we could see right here. Hasbro tends to do hollowness when it comes to the weapons, but honestly, I think that's fine. Personally, I don't really keep this guy on my shelf. I have a lot of more Optimus Primes that I like more than this one, so what I do is, personally, the Movieverse Optimus Prime I like using is my Studio Series Bumblebee movie version, but I do have another purpose for these guns. I give them to my Sideswipe, the G2 version, just because I know in the comics he had big guns, But let's take a little closer look at the weapons. He comes with 2 big guns, a redo of the original gun, the shank he had, his battle axe, and an awful shield. Now, my favorite weapons are the giant guns, the axe, and the shank, but this shield is not that good, and do we really need an extra one of these? I mean, I guess you could have an extra gun and give it to someone else, which I'm gonna do. You'll see in my next review, but yeah. Now, let's talk about the battle stand a little bit. Since it's not easy to tell where to store everything, like, it's just hard to really enjoy this battle stand. I really wish I don't know, like, I'm gonna show what it's supposed to look like with all the weapons on right now. Here's a picture of it, but, you know, this battle stand, it's movie accurate, but, like, for one scene, and it wasn't that prevalent, you know, it's nice to have it, but it's not really worth it. I don't really get why they didn't have both of these wheels on the bottom, like, be able to roll. Like, even here it doesn't really have a good feature. I mean, like, even in that scene, Optimus Prime walked through the battle stand, and this he has to jump over and walk through. But yeah, this leader class figure is more like a leader class in Earthrise, where it's a Voyager class that comes with extra bits. And even I'm even thinking that the Earthrise Optimus Prime came with less stuff. All it did was come with a trailer and a pretty good transformation. I mean, this figure, I will say, has a very nice transformation, but it comes with a lot more accessories. Why didn't the Earthrise Optimus Prime, which I'll do a comparison with right now, come with a roller or the battle axe? Why did it have to come with an extra set of a figure? I can't really say. The Earthrise Optimus Prime is still a good figure. This isn't a rant on that, but you know, there are aspects of this figure I like. The jetpack is really, really cool to have. It's nice to have the stand, and it's nice to have all these extra weapons, but honestly, I say this isn't the best Leader Class Studio Series figure. I feel like all the other ones are way better and have more to them than this guy. But let's go to the size comparisons. For size comparisons, here is the Studio Series Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime with Igor, Blitzwing, Dropkick, Starscream, and Blackout. And now, time to throw in my other Optimus Primes. Here he is with the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime, Movie 1 Optimus Prime, Bumblebee Optimus Prime, and Earthrise Optimus Prime. And for the fun of it, let's just throw in the Siege Optimus Prime. So this is a good Optimus Prime mold, but did they really need to throw in this extra? I'd say yes. I feel maybe they shouldn't have made that Voyager Optimus Prime. I mean, yeah, they wanted to make it coincide with the Jetfire release, but they could have just saved that. Just like they're doing with Devastator. Not everything was released in the same wave. I feel like they could have skipped out on the Voyager Optimus Prime. We could have gotten a nice paint job with this one. We could have had that Revenge of the Fallen one, which represents the dead body of Optimus Prime. And have this. Having 2 Optimus Primes isn't a bad thing. But 3, which one of them is almost exactly the same, it's not really needed. I mean, I'm a completionist, so of course I would probably buy all of them. But at least with the Revenge of the Fallen one, we didn't know we were going to get another Optimus Prime. And when we got the Jetfire, we didn't know we would get a Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. So yeah, do I recommend picking up this figure? I'd say yes if you did not pick up the Voyager class one. If you did pick up the Voyager class one, I'd say skip this. Although this figure does come with a cool jetpack, accessories, and this nice background, and a weapons rack, and everything like that, do you really need it? Not really. I feel this looks better with the Jetfire, which I'll review in the future. I do have that figure. But anyway, that's it for the review. And if you really want this figure, it is available at the Big Bad Toy Store, and yeah. So if you really want it, you can pick it up there. Link in the description. So yeah, that's kind of it for the review. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, guys.